Good morning. Sorry I'm a little bit late. Had to get some stuff done on the back end of school stuff. So I am ready. I've got my tea. It's currently seeping. I have not found my cup yet, so I'm still using my Yoda cup. For those of you who are well, let's see. Let's get into today before we start anything. It is Tuesday, June 14th. It is 9:46 in the morning currently. I am late, 15 minutes late, but I have a good excuse. Rob is joining us this morning. Good morning, Rob. Since you're on here, Rob, I was going to mention, go on to Friday's podcast on, what do you call it? On YouTube, and read the comments or the comment from that one guy. Cause he actually, I thanked him for his comment. That was the one that I read yesterday. So I read this, in regards to, episode 6, Strange New Worlds. I read this comment, basically trashing Pike and how he handled certain situations. And the guy made some very good points. In fact, it kind of makes me want to go back and watch them from his perspective to see if we see the same things. Anyway, so what he did is he actually read, he recommented, because I thanked him for his comment. And that, it was very thought provoking, and that, I was going to go rewatch it and see if I saw the same stuff. Cause I'd only seen it once. And then he basically put down his, and I don't know if this guy blogs on a regular basis or, is a critic or anything like that, but he put down his reactions as I don't know how he put it, but basically his live reactions as the episode was coming out. So Rob, I would like you to watch go back there and read. In fact, everybody go back there and read that, but specifically Rob, because on Friday I'd kind of like to discuss this. So because I think it's valid. It is valid. Yeah, he did make some good points, although I think that there was some information missing. Although I am interested to rewatch the show too, I'm definitely going to read the commentary. Yeah, it's interesting. Kind of makes me want to go, So I don't know. We'll see. In fact, I'm kind of interested to kind of go back to episode 1 and rewatch it from this guy's perspective to see if, I'm not going to say he would be right or we're right. It's definitely somebody's opinion, but are they, is it bad writing that they're not doing that? Or because this is an episodic type of format, are they rushing certain scenes and making it seem like a captain would just kind of leave the bridge in the middle of a battle or whatever, I don't know. So Rob, definitely read it, and we can discuss more on Friday. Different points of view on the same show. Neither are more or less valid than the other, just different perspectives. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Sorry. Oh my gosh. Excuse me. Okay. So yesterday, during the show, we had, I got a phone call from that gal from Evergreen School District. The email went out, but it went out to the secretaries and apparently the secretaries at Burton yesterday, they were really busy because it didn't go out yesterday, at least a Burton staff. So I will keep you guys apprised of what's going on. Also, how much, like I'm making up this little flyer, or I'm in the process of making up a flyer that I can put on the windows, on windshields, and not just my own, not just in my own parking lot, but say a Walmart or a Winco or a Fred Meyer's or a Safeway or any of the other big grocery stores in the area. If I pay my daughter and a friend to do it, how much should I pay them? So me being me, I don't want to pay him anything, because that's just, I mean, I might pay the friend, but my daughter, she's living underneath my roof. She actually owes me a ton of money from all the video games that I've let her borrow money for. That's really good. So what should I pay him? That's the question. Now, the other thing is we have got some camp. I would be rich if I didn't have a daughter. Yeah, I would totally be rich if I didn't have a daughter or a wife. All right. So all right. This is what I want to do. Okay. So the upcoming events. Now I had to change Jim Korn's thing because he's actually doing it the 23rd, 24th, and 25th of September. It's the actual last weekend of September. And he did that mainly because that gives a little bit more time between his camp and Davy's camp, the HKI camp in October. I was talking to him yesterday because he and I are working on a project together that I think people are really going to like. He's like, well, I don't know. Maybe people like it. Maybe people won't. But I just want to do it. When people find out exactly what we're doing, it's going to be awesome. So, anyway, so I had ordered a couple things that we needed for the project, set up a couple things. So we talked yesterday, and he asked me, am I coming to his Friends in the Arts camp? And it is not, what is it? The Friends in the Arts. He does this. And of course I had my Friends in the Arts experience. There's a guy in, I don't know, somewhere in Europe. He does a Friends in the Arts camp, and it is basically just friends getting together and teaching. And that was the whole point of my Friends in the Art experience, is, just friends getting together and teaching, and getting to beat people up on my birthday. What is it? But he's, anytime he has a Friends in the Arts thing, it is when he brings somebody in. So there's actually going to be 3 people coming in from, it would be 3 people coming in from Europe. Benny, Ben, I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Anyway, he is not able to come because he is, I don't know. He's just not able to come for some reason. So, Ben is Jim's, pretty much his top student. I think it's his top student. But he basically Ben is the one that runs Oaken Circle. So, or at least the European chapter. Anyway, so Ben is not going to be there, but there are going to be 3 other people. And so when he brings people in from other countries, he calls it his Friends in the Arts seminar, kind of where I was going with that. So anyway, so he asked me, hey, are you able to come? And I was like, well, tickets are a little bit expensive, and I'm kind of chopping it up between, um, what is it called? Between the HKI camp and the Indiana camp. And I said that, basically just cost wise, I was thinking the Indiana or the Florida camp, because it's actually cheaper to fly there. And I would still get to see him. And then he drops this on me. Mish, I really want you to be here. And then he offered, he made an offer, and so I was like, let me see what I can do. So I got on to what is it called? American Airlines, because that's the airline I like to fly. And and pretty much the tickets that I'd be getting it's like $1,000. I think it was like $1,035, where it would cost me like, I think $800 to go to Florida. Now, here's the thing, is that I could afford both. I could, but I don't know. That's really stretching it. After the 20th, I'll be able to take some money out of my 401k, but that is because that's basically for living and for the school. Now, I could do both if I could get the school to pay for itself. I could do both. And Rob, you make a really good point here. Yeah, now I can't say no. If Jim and he reiterated, I want you there. So, and I don't know why he wants me there. Maybe I'm fun to be around. And I did miss April. I did go to both of them last year, and I had missed a couple over COVID, and it was kind of killing me that I couldn't go. So when I went in April, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm with my friends and I'm hanging out. I'm really excited. And then I went in September, and that was even great because I met even more people. And so, yeah, I don't know if I can say no to that. So, now if I can get the school, making enough money, then I will also go to, the Florida camp. So that is, I will also do that too. So that's the goal, is to get the school paid for itself so I can go to both of them. Not that I want to get it going, not that I want to have it start paying for itself because, this is my livelihood now, but so I can go to a seminar. Priorities. You got to have your priorities. So, anyway, now and I don't know why I have June 7th on here. But modular, there's a modular class. First class is on Friday. And I don't know why I put the 7th. So if I'm on my calendar right now. June 7th is like was a Tuesday. What was yeah, I have no idea. Anyway, it was the 17th because the 17th is Friday. So, so anybody out there who wants to learn modular via Zoom, it's $99. You can have 2 people in the class, 2 people. Don't care how you split that up. It's 2 people. Or you can be by yourself. I don't care. It's a lot. I encourage 2 people mainly because it's much easier to learn modular if you have a partner. But I can teach modular individually over Zoom with no issues. So that'll be Fridays, every Friday on Zoom, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern time. So you guys can figure out the in-between times. But you just go online, sign up. It's sign up. You'll get access to the Zoom information right upon sign up. And then there you go. So, and it runs just like my other stuff. So monthly subscription, meet every Friday. Yes, there's probably going to be some Fridays that I can't meet, like in September, but we will come to that when we come to that. Oh yeah, and in August, but I'm going to try to do something around August. But then again, I do have Thomas, and even though Thomas is kind of a gimp right now, he needs to start coming to class like he said he was going to. Yes, I'm calling you out, Thomas. And you can even come Fridays and be my Uki, because it's just modular. So there you go. Okay. So enough of that. Oh, and one thing I don't have on here that I was going to put on there. Gerald Carter he's in Jacksonville. He's actually hosting a seminar with some pretty talented people. I saw posted a flyer. So anyway, so in September, that same weekend of Jim Korn's Friends in the Arts Camp, if you can't make it to Indiana, make it to Gerald's seminar. And I'll have that stuff up here. You can always contact him too. Let's see. All right. So that's all that. One thing I didn't get to yesterday, and I'm going to do it right now because before I forget, because I did not do it yesterday, was birthdays. In fact, there were some birthdays that I didn't get to. Even I think Friday, but Friday was more just kind of, it was just kind of a day. Anyway, so Rob's birthday was over the weekend. So if you haven't said happy birthday to Rob, say happy birthday to Rob. His birthday was over the weekend. We had, let's see, let me go to my friends and my birthdays. So I have, let's see. So on the 13th, that was yesterday, on 13th, one of my good friends from high school, he turned 50 years old today. So I don't know where. I know he does not live locally anymore, but he lives, I don't know, somewhere else. But his birthday was yesterday. So happy birthday, John. And then kind of my one of, I guess you could say, a second father, or I don't know. My parents were divorced, and so I lived primarily with my mom. But my buddy Tony, my good friend Tony from high school, one of my best friends from high school, his father turned 80 years old yesterday. So Phil's always been a good guy. In fact, it was so funny because I hadn't seen Phil in a long time, and we ran into each other at the hospital. This was years and years ago, and he's like, Mish, oh my God, you've gotten big. So Phil never held back at all, but he's always good inspiration, good mentor, good father figure. So I'm glad that he is still alive and kicking. A birthday today, gal that I used to work with at the hospital, and she probably doesn't watch this stuff anyway. So my good friend Trisha, she is 46 years. She's 46. Oh my gosh. Anyway, she and I taught PMAB together for a long time, and she's actually now the coordinator. So glad that she got that job. And I was thinking about it, but she was way more qualified. So anyway, so she is 46. I'll actually have to reach out to her and send her a text, wish her happy birthday. And then I don't know why it's not showing me upcoming birthdays, but it doesn't show me. But yeah, anyway, so Rob's birthday was over the weekend. Got a happy birthday, Rob. And then another person. So my wife and I have this friend, Lauren. She works, I don't know if I've mentioned her before, but she works with Tony Robbins. She does some of her own stuff. Anyway, we met her. She was the wife of so when my wife, she was working for bamboo.com, and they were a video, like a realtor video tour company. So like if as a real estate agent, if you want to do a virtual tour of the house, you hire these people, bamboo.com, and then they would come and video the house and basically create a virtual tour. This was back in, 90. There's a late 90s. So, my wife worked for Lauren's husband, who was kind of like a district coordinator type thing. Anyway, she worked as a secretary. They worked out of his house, and we met Lauren, who basically at the time was just kind of touring around with Tony Robbins. Anyway, her eldest, Joss, is he's turning 26 today. So happy birthday, Joss. So it was so funny. She had posted something last night, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that Joss is 26. But then again, Ashton, our son, is 25, and I still can't believe that he's 25. And Joss, I knew, was just a little bit older than Ashton. So let's see. Anything else coming up? No, I think I'm done with the birthdays. Oh, I think I saw, shoot. There was somebody else, another Star Trek person that was having a birthday. I can't remember. But it was just like the other day. I don't know. It is what it is. I'll remember at some point, maybe. But it was a Star Trek person that I didn't have on my list, because I only had the people that I have on my list are really only the major players. So, yeah. Okay. So now, sorry, looking at my little thing. Now for Voyager. Are you up to date on your Year of Trek? Because I'm up to date. In fact, I am. I already watched Fury, which is one of today's episodes. Oh, and today, I guess apparently it's Flag Day. Who knew? Probably people who are super flag people. Anyway, so yesterday we had 2 episodes: Live Fast and Prosperous, and okay, so Rob is you're really kind of speeding up. So season 4, episode 15, The Hunters. I think this is the one where we meet the Herosian, the first time we meet the Herosian. So sweet. Tomorrow is basically the end of season 6 and the beginning of season 7. So yeah, that is In fact, I looked forward. By the end of this month, by the end of June, we will have actually finished Voyager and we'll be starting Enterprise. In fact, Broken Bow is on Monday the 27th. So that is 10 days away. 10 days away we are from Enterprise. So that just seems not 10 days. I'm sorry. I've got the 17th on my mind. So today's the 14th. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. So 2 weeks. We've got 2 weeks left of season of the rest of Voyager, and then we start Enterprise. And I'm really looking forward to Enterprise because Enterprise is one of my favorite series. I love it. So anyway, so yesterday we had Live Fast and Prosperous. This was basically these cons, not convicts, but this gal and these two guys, these con artists, these grifters are running scams, and they actually run a scam on Neelix and Tom Paris. And when they find out that they've been scammed, they're just like, have we lost our touch? What do you mean? So anyway, they these people are actually posing as Janeway, Tuvok, and was it Paris? Tuvok. Yeah, Tuvok and Paris. I think one of them was Paris, but mainly you have Tuvok and Janeway are being the ones mainly. And so they're selling basically they're selling membership into the Federation, and they're scamming people. And so of course Janeway finds out because they're like, hey, you owe us this stuff. And she's like, look, our identities have been stolen. And so they find the people and they basically turn a gambit on them, and all is good by the end of the episode. It was interesting episode, fun. Because at even me rewatching it for like the umpteenth time, I'm just like, I was like, I can't believe that she escaped from Neelix, because just like Thomas says, it's Neelix's fault. And then what is it? And I'm like, I can't believe that he got away from her. And of course, then you're like, oh, they let her go. They let her go. And then of course the doctor is playing the person, or the gal who's playing Janeway. And that's how they pull one over. It was a fun episode. The next episode, Muse, I had forgotten about this episode, but I really did enjoy it. I thought it was an interesting take, and we could probably talk maybe some what is it? Maybe we could probably ask ourselves the question: is did B'Elanna break the Prime Directive? Like, did she break that rule? Because in this episode, it opens up and there's this it's a play, and they're talking about B'Elanna and coming across the sea, and they mention Harry Kim being put. So it's like this primitive play. And then you find out that basically the ship had crash landed, the Delta Flyer crash landed, and this playwright was trying to help B'Elanna. And it was so funny because she's like, you've been injuring me. He goes, no, I've been bloodletting you. Like, I'm letting the infection out. Oh my gosh, that I thought that was so funny because I mean, yeah, in real, people used to think that. But basically, this playwright, he does this one play based off of some logs that he was able to access um, while she was, having her infection and kind of out of it. And so he writes this play. And so then, but his benefactor is like, I really like that. I want more. And he's like, okay. So he basically gets B'Elanna to, as B'Elanna's trying to fix the ship and trying to communicate with Voyager, they're trading back and forth of, okay, I need this, I need that. So she's telling him some stories, and then he's getting her the stuff. What I thought was really cool is they were okay. So they basically were seeing like people who came from the sky. Or people who had more power than them. They called them Eternals, and so B'Elanna actually ends up going to. And it's so funny because, of course, this guy is obsessed with B'Elanna because he's trying to write this play. And but his girlfriend is get her panties all in a bunch because he's thinking more of B'Elanna and not of her. So she basically tells B'Elanna, stay out of my man's life. I don't know who you are. Don't know where you came from. Stay out. Don't ever show up. So, of course, what happens? B'Elanna shows up at the end. And then they kind of ad-lib the ending because that was the big thing. It's like, oh, I can't ad-lib the ending. Or we can't figure out the ending. So she shows up to help him ad-lib it, and then says, and then she says, as the eternal being, and she hits her communicator, ready to beam. I mean, ascend into the heavens, and then she transports away, and everyone's like, but the big thing was one of the things behind this was changing a culture. That the playwright was basically had told B'Elanna, look, this used to be a temple where they used to sacrifice people every season for whatever reason. And 100 years ago they held a play. And since this play happened, they did basically they held a play as a celebration to for whatever. And he's like, nobody's been sacrificed since then. And so his benefactor was being offended. It was so funny. The term, it's like, oh, so-and-so was offended by somebody else, so they're going to go fight. Isn't that what happens now? Somebody gets offended, so we fight over dumb bullshit because people get offended by shit. Anyway, so the playwright's goal was to write a story with a moral to say, hey, we don't have to fight. We can become friends with other people. Just because we're offended by somebody doesn't mean we have to go to war. And so through this, they write the story, and the benefactor, it's pretty evident about this. And I think it was well done. I actually kind of like this episode that I would almost say it's well written. I mean, it's a good story. So that one is The Muse. I really enjoyed it. And then so today we got Fury and Lifeline. Fury, I've already watched, so I'm a little bit ahead of that. That is it's a what's her name episode. It's a Kes episode. Good actress, bad character, never liked Kes. Don't know why they brought her back. This episode really has no bearing on any of the future of Voyager. So, or maybe to ask, where's Kes? But, or maybe to answer the question of where's Kes? So, total filler episode. Yeah. So there you go. Anyway, and Lifeline, I haven't watched that yet, so we'll talk about that tomorrow. And then, of course, tomorrow is The Haunting of, let's see, The Haunting of Deck 12 and Unimatrix Zero Part 1 and 2. So tomorrow is literally between season 6 and season 7. Actually, spoiler alert, no, it is actually not to save Neelix at all. So it is actually to save herself. Yeah, so anyway. All right. Let's see what's coming up. We've got also tomorrow, Obi-Wan Kenobi Part 5. So that will that drop tonight? That might drop tonight. Then we have the Orville on the 16th, Stranger Worlds Episode 7, and all the other stuff. So there you go. Let's see. Other news. Oh yeah. Well, not really news. I'm just going to basically be let's see, peddling some stuff. So on Bram's site. So Bram has been really sick. So so anybody who's watched this, if you ordered a knife in the last week and you haven't gotten it, it hasn't shipped yet. So I'll be sending out a message soon. He said probably on Friday, hopefully Friday, maybe even Monday, he might actually go out and ship his stuff out. So let's see. Let's see. What was I going to say? Oh, so if you're looking for a knife, my favorite blade design is the RAF 2. It's the RAF 2 dagger. Of course, I don't have one on me because I really wasn't planning on talking about this, but I just figured I'd show up. Anyway, so in honor of my birth month, June 2nd, or June, the RAF 2 is 15% off plus free shipping. So basically, for $106 straight up, you get a RAF 2 dagger, standard size. Now, next month, if you want to wait till next month, any of Bram's knives that are available in the red checkered pearl are all going to be discounted. Okay, so if you buy a regular knife, like say a black handled Persian, that's going to be regular price. But if you buy it in a red checkered pearl, it will be on sale. So same thing as always, 15% off with free shipping on any of those knives. So, and that is in celebration of his birthday. So, and then we've got, of course, his camp coming up, so you can register for that. Let's see. Yeah, that's all I got. That's all I got right now. So anyway, there we go. I don't know what I'm going to do. The sun is actually out today. Like it actually came out. I didn't see the sun at all yesterday. Oh, yes, I do have to share this because, and I don't know where my phone is. I think my phone is still downstairs. Promotions happened yesterday. So I have, I've got 2 younger students in the youth program. One just finished the foundation program. So she got her jacket and her white yellow belt yesterday, and Summit got his full yellow belt yesterday. So, so they are really excited. In fact, it's so funny because I don't tell them this is actually kind of why I like doing it the way that I'm doing it, is because or doing promotions is because I don't really tell them. Like right now, we're still kind of in that flux of just beginning. I'm wanting to get, I'm slowly starting to get into this pattern, and Summit and I have talked about that. Uh, uh, Summit and I personally have talked about that, about how I see it moving, but with the foundation, like total surprise. And check this out. This actually was super, super cool. So I am getting ready for class, and I saw that Caitlin drove up with her, and it's usually her mom takes her, but her dad shows up, and I'm thinking, now I'd already pre-planned for today because Caitlin, she's already, she's ready. So the test is just having just a more intense class. That's kind of how I run it. And then for what is it called? So anyway, so we just have this intense class, and then and I'm just like, that is so cool to have dad there. So both parents are there to be this. And I had mentioned something to her mom about how she was ready, but I didn't really have a date. So yeah, it was pretty funny. And that I was like, total coincidence, dad was there. It was really cool to watch, like, she's beating up on Bob, or I think we're actually going to call Bob Chad. I think that both Summit and Caitlin, they trained together on Saturday. I think Bob's name is now Chad. So I think I've been overruled by my students. Anyway, so she's beating up on Chad, and just the smile on her father's face as she's punching and kicking, and it was kind of like that proud dad moment of, my daughter can beat the shit out of somebody. Look, kind of like the proud dad moments that I have when Alexa's playing volleyball, because there's been those times where, she'll get up to serve, and I'll hear people behind me be like, I'll hear people behind me be like, watch this girl, she's really good. Yeah, and just overhear other people talking how awesome my daughter is. So if Chad Bailey was going to show up, he would beat up them because he's just that good. I think we're talking about a douchey Chad. I think that's kind of where they had brought, and I still haven't watched the videos. I was told to search for Chad or Jake and White Claw. I think that's where it's coming from. So I have not watched the videos. I probably should. And then I'll be like, okay, I agree that we'll call him Chad. Or we could just be like, no, we'll call him something else. But anyway, so I had 2 promotions. That was really cool. And then Summit, I love messing with him. He was asking about, when he would be ready for promotion and what he's been doing to study. So I basically was, when I tested him yesterday, he didn't know he was testing. Like, he was like, oh, I got to remember that for my test. But see, he knows it. He knows it all. And so he's like, oh, and he asked me at the beginning of class, when do you think I'd be ready for testing? And I was like, I don't know. I'll let you know at the end of class. I love messing with this kid. So anyway, he was super excited about that. So let's see. I figured I'd share that with you. So and I posted pictures on Instagram, and I haven't done TikTok in a while. I need to do it. I need to do a TikTok. Gosh, all this social media stuff. Actually, one of the things I was thinking about doing is setting up my phone behind and recording this in portrait mode. So if I get really deep and I spew wise words, or I tell a funny story, then I can take that and take it from my my phone in portrait mode and put that on TikTok. I think I might do that because I can't like editing this. It would be really, really grainy doing like the whole. I get it. I get it's got to be a different format, but I really cannot stand portrait mode. I really can't. I just can't. All right. Well, I was a little bit late today, and I'm going to be ending a little bit early. So I appreciate everybody for hanging out. Be safe. Watch your Star Trek, your sci-fi. I did watch more Stranger Things last night. It's for me, season 2 is still like, there were some funny moments, like I actually laughed out loud, haha. But the story, like I've been kind of half paying attention to it. And my Lisa was like, "Oh, well, you're so lucky that I didn't even watch any of it." I was like, "You actually could have watched some of it. I wouldn't be." But I don't know. We've got 3 episodes left, so I'll probably watch that tonight. I don't know. So, all right. Enough. I'm babbling. You all have a good day, and I will see you mañana.